everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Now, I know that it is already past mid-January and I'm now posting a video about my 2021 goals, but I really wanted to take some time and really figure out what my goals should be for 2021. I didn't want to just create them or create this video without really having goals that I know that are going to be beneficial for me and are actually going to be something that I'm able to stick to. Now, I've never done a vision board before, but I've really read up on how visualizing your dreams and your goal can actually help you manifest them into reality. And in the past, I have found that whenever I do write up goals, because I've written them somewhere, I do tend to forget about them if I'm not practicing them on a daily basis, or if there are goals that I'm not going to be doing on a daily basis, it is a bit easier to forget them. So my goal is that I'm going to create this vision board and then I'm going to put it up in my study and I'm going to see it every day, and I'm really hoping that that will help me manifest all my goals into reality. And of course, they're goals that I want to achieve, so I don't want to forget about them, even if they're not something that I'm going to be doing on a daily basis this time around. So I really hope that this visual board is going to help me stay on top of my goals. So in order to create this vision board, I have picked up a cork board from Big W. It was quite inexpensive, and I've also got some photos printed from Kmart. Now these photos represent the goals that I've set for myself, and I've also got some thumbtacks that are going to help me put the photos on the cork board. And then when I'm finished with the vision board, it's going to sit up in my study on top of those IKEA shelves that I was talking about in my last video. But for now, let's get straight into the video and let's start talking about goals. Actually, before I begin, I did also want to mention that I did get my hair cut, and I just want to know, does anybody else feel so put together after the hairstylist at the hairdresser style your hair? I feel like I walked out of there feeling like, oh, I'm a brand new woman after my haircut. Leave me a comment to tell me if that's also how you feel once you get your hair cut and you come out of the hairdressers. But yes, let's not get sidetracked and let's start talking about goals. So goal number one for me is to wake up early. Now, I know that I spoke about this as a well-being goal of mine in one of my videos last year, but it's still a goal of mine. I have not actually been able to wake up as early as I would like to have in the past few weeks, just because it was holidays, and then after holidays it's always really hard to get into a routine. But I'm really trying hard to start waking up early, and I want to have that as a goal of mine for 2021. I really want to make sure that I have a sleeping pattern down packed, where I go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, of course not losing that 8 hours of sleep as well. Now, the image that I've picked to represent this goal of mine is this image right here. It's a alarm clock with a really nice sunny background, and in the alarm clock it's actually 5 a.m. as the time. Obviously, I don't think that I will be able to wake up at 5 o'clock anytime soon, but it is still a nice goal to have, and one day I really hope that I will be able to wake up at 5 a.m. But until then, I'm just going to progressively work towards that, and 7 o'clock is the realistic goal that I've set for myself right now. So the second one for me is really taking care of my mental health and really being in control of my emotions. Now, sometimes I am in denial when I'm stressed or I'm upset. I kind of think that it's not something that I feel, and whilst I'm displaying all those behaviors, I just don't admit that I am feeling stressed or I'm upset or something's really bothered me. And I think that's become a really unhealthy habit of mine, because if you don't identify your emotions, sometimes it's hard to resolve it. And I think that's the cycle that I'm currently stuck in. So this year I really want to take care of my mental health. Every time I do feel stressed or upset or bothered by something, I really want to try and identify that and then work towards resolving it. So the two images that I've picked to represent this goal is this one here, which is like take care of yourself, and it's a little flower pot watering itself. And I think that's really important, because you have to be able to look after yourself and show yourself that self-love and self-care. And the other one is also just take care of yourself. Another goal of mine is to build a positive mindset. Now, I know that having a positive mindset in certain situations is very easy, especially when things are going really well. And when things aren't going so well, it is so easy to become the glass half empty kind of person. But I really want to try and move away from that and kind of bring positivity into my life and really work hard to build that positive mindset. Another facet of positivity and having a positive mindset that I want to explore this year is really giving myself self-reassurance and self-motivation. Recently, I went to a Treetops adventure course with my husband and his niece and nephew. And whilst I have done this course before and I am 100% aware that there is no way to fall from the high ropes that I was doing, there's always a level of fear when you're up high and all you're kind of holding onto is a piece of rope, and you are doing this adventure course and you just have to rely on yourself and your body. And I was starting to get physically tired as I was doing this course, and that kind of amped up the fear that I was having because I knew that my grip was getting a bit less and I didn't want to fall, even though I knew that I wasn't actually going to fall and hurt myself. But just that fear of falling that I had started making things really hard, especially when you get physically tired. But there was a time where my husband was behind me and he was telling me all these things like, you got this, keep going, and all that reinforcement was coming through. But for me, whilst I was listening to it, nothing was really getting absorbed because I myself was really scared. But when I started doing one of the obstacles and I kind of told myself, no, you've done this before, you've got this, just keep going, it's just one step at a time. Suddenly that self-motivation and the positive outlook that I had made everything so much easier. Now the obstacle hadn't changed, my physical strength didn't change, how exhausted I was didn't change, but just that mental barrier that I broke and having that positive outlook on what I was doing definitely gave me all that push that I needed to complete that course. And I really reflected on this and understood how important positive reinforcement that comes from within is, and having that positive mindset. So like I said, having a positive mindset when things are going good or in certain situations is very easy, but to build that into a habit and to have a positive mindset every time is really difficult. So I really want to work on that, and I really hope that I can achieve this goal. Now, the images that I've chosen to represent this goal is this one. Happiness is a mood, but positivity is a mindset. And I think that really represents what I feel and I'm trying to achieve. So definitely going to be using this image. And the other one is just, think positive, do positive, be positive. And I think it just goes to show that a lot of different things go into being positive. And it's always a good reminder that it is something that you must always work on, and not something that you can just wake up and be like, today I'm going to be positive. I mean, you can, but in a sustainable way. I think there's a lot more that goes into it, and it's always good to remind yourself that. So yeah, these are the two images that I've chosen for that. Be more on top of my finances. Living out for about a year now with my husband, we've kind of gone through a whole year, seen all the expenses that come up throughout the year. So I really wanted to take that experience and that understanding that I've gathered in the last year and build myself a good budget, a budget that I could stick to, and a budget that allows me to save as much as I can. And the image that I've chosen to represent this goal is just this one. It's got some money here and money in a jar, and it's actually growing, and that's what I want to happen to my savings account. I want my savings account to grow with money, so I've chosen this image. Now recently I was also watching Success by Sanjna. I don't know if you guys follow her, but she's amazing YouTuber, and she was also talking about the goals that she set herself for 2021, and one of them was that she wants to grow her YouTube channel to, I think, 100k subscribers. She's currently at like that 20.5k mark. It might have increased in between when I saw her video and now. I thought that was really incredible that she has set herself such a high goal. And when I was looking at my goal about YouTube, I kind of had a very low goal, I would say. in terms of how much I want to grow my YouTube by, but after looking at her video, I definitely want to grow my YouTube subscriber list past 1K, and I want to make sure that I'm consistent again in terms of how I'm posting. I want to make sure that I'm posting every Wednesday and Sundays. Sometimes things do happen where you post a video but there's a technical glitch and you have to take it down, like I did on Sunday, and it took me forever to try and post again on Monday. But I think in order to be consistent, I'm just going to have to think ahead and plan ahead about how I'm going to make sure that I deliver all the videos on time, like I said I would. So that's definitely a goal of mine, to consistently work on YouTube and grow my YouTube subscribers past that 1K mark this year. And the image that I've just chosen to represent this goal is just this one, where it's just grow YouTube channel, and I just have that line going up because that's how I want to see the growth and upward motion growth. Goal, I want to build a personal brand of myself on social media. I want to have a social media presence where I'm doing things on YouTube, but I also have an Instagram account that I run, which is also called Life by Ineri. You can find that in the description box below. But yeah, I want to make sure that both my social media channels have a very similar presence for me, and I've built my brand through those two mediums. And also professionally, I want to build my brand where when someone talks about me at work, they know who I am. The image that I've chosen to represent this goal is just this one, where it's brand identity, and it kind of shows you all the different things that go into making a brand identity. Now, another goal of mine for 2021 is that I do want to work with some Indian brands here in Sydney. And my dream collab is with Mira by Purnima Sharma. And I just really want to work with this brand because they represent females with such strong and powerful yet delicate vibes that I think it would just be great to work with them. And yeah, I know that it's nothing that I can really force because each brand has their own creative vision and I must fit that vision in order to work with them. But I definitely do want to put this on my vision board because I want to see the power of visualizing your dream and having it manifest into reality through this. So if it was going to happen for me, then I definitely want it to happen with this dream collab. Now, as I spoke earlier about building my personal brand at work, I do actually also want to map out a career path for myself this year. So in order to represent that goal, I've just chosen this image, and once again, career is right in the middle and there's all these different things that surround it. And I think another goal of mine is to actively improve my time management skills. Now, as you can tell, I already do YouTube. I have a 9-to-5 job. I run my Instagram page. As if that wasn't all enough, I'm also an office bearer for a not-for-profit organization called UGA, United Gujaratis of Australia, and I'm the treasurer for that organization this time around. And I know that I'm going to have a lot more responsibilities that I need to meet for that organization, so I'm definitely going to have to improve my time management skills so I can do all of those commitments that I've taken up, as well as spend time with my husband, have some me time, see my family on a regular basis, and also spend time with my friends. So the image that I've chosen to represent this goal is this one. It's an image of a journal, and I think that's really important because in order to improve my time management skills, I think I'm gonna definitely have to plan ahead and see what my week coming up is going to look like. Now, lastly, I want to also get in the habit of trusting the process, because I'm a results-driven person, and if I don't see the outcome or the results that I'm after, sometimes I do get quite demotivated. And I feel like if I'm going to achieve all of these goals, I really just need to give it my all and trust the process, that if I am working hard and working on it as best as I can, I will eventually see the results that I want to. As my husband always says to me, that if you try your best, you shouldn't ever be upset at yourself for not achieving what you're after. achieving, because in the end you did your best and that's all that anybody can ask you to do. So definitely want to trust the process this time around and really believe that all that I'm doing right now is going to be enough to achieve these goals. So those were all my goals for 2021, and I really hope that you found this video useful. I will quickly show you the vision board that I have completed. So there are things on here that I didn't really talk about earlier, like this one which says you can do it and it's on a scale, and this one which is like a healthy eating plate. And I really hope that these two images help me with my fitness journey as well. Now, of course, visualizing all these goals and having them in front of you is great, and it will eventually manifest into reality, as they say that is the power of visualization. But of course, nothing is possible without hard work, so I will definitely be putting my 110% towards achieving these goals, and I really hope that 2021 is a productive year for me. I will show you where I do place this in my study right at the end, but definitely do leave me a comment with your 2021 goals, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and do subscribe to my channel because I do make new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays, so definitely also hit the notification bell so you're notified of my video as soon as it's available. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!